So what's good? Is the bottom end still all right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool.
They've been sitting a long time because I never get to fix it.
I hear you. Oh, and look, you still got the head? Sweet. So that's awesome. So all we need is a cylinder and a piston, right?
I sold it.
And I remember staring at the ceiling, trying to deal with emotions and your morning feelings. But all I wanted was her picture on my wall.
What is up, everyone? Here we are, another beautiful day in paradise. It's rainy, but still another gift. It's still beautiful out. It's actually hardly raining, but I'm about to unload all the Dreamers that we got yesterday. They actually look even fresher now because of the rain. But literally, this was like an hour's worth of picking, and we got this much gear. So that's how crazy it is over there. Honestly, if I have time, if me and Sammy have time later, it would be in our best interest to go back to Avalon. Or I think even where my mom lives in Longport would probably be good for picking tonight, because there's so many people down that are just throwing out everything. So I'm gonna unload these bikes and then see which ones are actually sellable, because I'm looking at like 4 right now that I think are, and the rest are probably scrap. But this Schwinn Speedster is totally a dream. So old school vintage. Alright, so yesterday, along with all the scrap and the bikes, we got, well, this for one thing, old school oil thing, which is definitely cool. It's a collector's piece for sure, I would claim. 3 of these goodie boxes of different wires, some light bulbs, emergency candles in here, which will come in use. Just like different knickknacks. Mostly gonna be scrap. This light bulbs that we can use. There's a flare in here. Not really sure what we're gonna use that for. Some trash and some scrap, obviously, but all this thread. And then there was this box that's probably mostly scrap. I don't know what that is. Light switches and shit. But some good stuff, like, without even really going hard. Plus I found the Guitar Hero guitars. I don't know if they actually would sell ever for anything, but both the black and the white one, I don't know what the difference of them are, but both of those were in the trash too, so found some goodies. Alright, so here's the plan we got going on here. Jimmy Bags got this dirt bike from his brother and rebuilt it, made it sick, and it rides fine now. So I was telling him I wanted to get one, but I didn't want to spend a lot. So he found this bike on OfferUp for $150. I offered the guy $100 last night for it. It's missing the cylinder head and some of the top end parts aren't there, but he said, yeah, $100, we'll take it. It's in EHT. It's kind of a sick little bike, and we're gonna go pick this up now. And Jimmy Bags says he can rebuild it. He's thinking for like $80. He was looking at the parts and he was saying, like, I don't know, around $80 to $100 he was claiming. So maybe $180 for a sick little dirt bike. Suzuki. I don't know anything about dirt bikes really.
I forgot. I fucking it's awkward going in there just to get a straw.
And then they were like, oh,
looking at me like I'm a fucking drug addict.
Because you were about to snort
Dunkin'
something.
Donuts forgot to give me my straw. So we had to stop at Wawa.
But the description of this bike is a Suzuki RM80 dirt bike. So it's a little bike,
This coffee's gonna.
but it's a good company. And there was like a Chinese brand bike on here, 100, that he was looking at for $250, but I don't know if I trust those companies that just make generic knockoff bikes. But this thing's a dreamer, and we're gonna go pick it up now. We're picking up Jimmy Bags from his house because he said he can tell if it's even worth 100. I don't know. He's gonna do something to it before we buy it, but pretty much we're about to just go scoop this little dream, and then it's another whole aspect of the whole dream. So stay tuned for us like doing work on this bike and then eventually riding it in the next couple weeks, hopefully. So if you haven't checked out Jimmy's channel, I can put a link to it. Hopefully I'll remember at the end of this video, because he has the whole rebuild and everything of his bike, and I'm assuming he's going to continue to make videos about other dirt bikes because he's looking at them every day online. But cruising.
He did it.
Dude, the boy, dude.
He's got the man penny.
It was in my eyes and just everything was so brutal.
Scale of 1 to 10, how sick is this bike?
It's tight. I can't wait to check it out.
Are we gonna be getting this thing?
Claim we are.
I was getting a little worried, like this guy's going to church or something, but I don't think he's gonna. This is a Mother's Day gift to myself. I got some Mother's Day stuff for your mom at the house. Can't we just use one of these buckets, that bucket, or no?
It might be hard to get it under the bike. I mean, we can lift the bike.
Or like one of these things, maybe?
Perfect. Coffee can be fine.
And then,
This little guy right here.
alright, and then fucking one of these. What, do you know the size though? You don't, right?
No, I'll bring the whole set if you have one.
I don't have a set, that's the only problem.
Probably gonna,
Well, I do have,
it's probably going to be like a 16.
let me just bring this whole set, which isn't actually a set. Now I have to go inside. But, I'll just say out front. Alright, we just pulled up at this, I guess it's Birdland according to Jimmy Bags. I don't really know what that means, but every street back here is named after a bird, so we're on Nightingale.
That's why it's called Birdland. Every street's named after a bird. It's kind of like a ghetto around here.
It's
honestly.
kind of
Woodpecker Road.
Sandpiper, I saw too, at Seagull Ave.
Drive.
They're all cardinal and all that shit.
I live on Woodpecker Road.
Alright, we just flew up
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, sorry it was a little late there.
Huh?
I was a little late there.
Farther than we thought.
This is nice little lady. So what's good? Is the bottom end still alright?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool.
They've been sitting a long time because I never get to fix it.
I hear you. Oh, and look, you still got the head? Sweet. So that's
We can
awesome.
take
So
that
all we
out.
need is a cylinder and a piston,
I
right?
saw it. I saw it on eBay. Some guy was selling the piston ring and cylinder for $80.
Yeah, I saw that. I was actually just looking for them because
Yeah, but you saw the
Yeah.
water on it.
yeah, I see it, but it's still pumping, so we're good to
Yeah,
go.
that Richard Wood, the mechanic thing with Richard.
Yeah, I just rebuilt a little XR100 that was in my family for like 25 years. So he wanted a bike, so I told him
You
I.
can see when he did the. See there was the gasket.
Mhm.
You don't need 'em.
Yeah, they're all fresh. I wouldn't even pull this case off, honestly.
What
Gotta
do
get
you-
a shot manual
This
for
thing's
it,
gonna
though.
be sick though, dude. Alright, we just scored this Dreamer for 100. Honestly, like, you know how pictures look better sometimes? This looks cooler in real life.
Way better in person.
And that guy was a god.
Yeah, he was awesome. Honestly, we gotta get a shot manual for this though.
Like, I'd trust that guy with fucking hanging out at my house, you know? Like, he wasn't sketchy at all.
No, he wasn't. Dude, they got mad. They're a little dry rotted, but the tube's still good, and there's plenty of grip on them. I wouldn't replace them yet. And the front tire looks real good. I wouldn't replace them yet. I had to replace my front tire, and then I just did my back because I was doing them anyway. But these are fine. Boom! Damn, that thing's crispy, dude. Honestly.
Yeah, really. But, so what do you want me to take this back to my house until we get the parts, right?
Yeah, if you want.
Because, you're gonna have this other bike in your
Yeah,
shed,
that-
too. You know what I mean? This other little Dreamer.
Put the Chinkmobile in there.
Yo. You can't be making claims like that. This thing's sick, though,
Dude,
right?
Chinese bikes suck, dude. dude.
Well, this thing's sick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
this
just
is
like sit around.
Japanese. This is solid.
I'm gonna sit around and just look at this for the rest of the night. Then when I get home, like, wow, that thing's sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This thing is tight. I like it a lot.
It's almost too good to be true. You know?
You got like a water bottle in there you don't want or something? A clutch cable, the carb seems like it's okay, honestly.
Yeah. Honestly, that's like for how long he
Sounds
says it was
crispy.
sitting there. I think
probably in
it was
his
in
shed.
his shed. Yeah, and it's not really that close to the beach,
Right.
so it didn't get that fucked up from the salt.
Right. The casing looks good too. Like
It all looks
somebody-
fine. For
he
what
re-
was this?
Somebody rebuilt this bottom end recently.
Is this an '84? He said.
He said, yeah, that's what his claim was.
Wow.
But the sticker is rotten off, so you can't see. But
So this is what the claim is right here. This dream.
it's gnarly.
Look at these dogs too. You would never try and steal my bike from back here, unless you had a death wish.
Hi, Zai. Hey.
You know what I'm saying, there, boys? Like, foolproof with these dads.
That's my boy. Now,
What's your claim here?
Alright, this is how we're gonna test and see if the CDI is still working.
I'm
Put
gonna
it to a
hit
piece
your
of
knee
metal.
though.
Don't kick it hard. Just kick it.
I'm gonna hit you still though.
Kick it. Ah, fuck, shocked the shit out of me.
Did it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
It was sparking though, right?
Yeah, here,
I
let me
mean, we
see.
don't really need the camera shot of it.
Let me see it. Go ahead.
Just to hurt you more?
That
Just to
sucked.
get the shot? Is she sparking or not?
Yeah, just you don't have to kick it. You can just do it with your hand. Just gently push
lightly?
it. Yep, see the sparks?
Oh, yeah, I can see it. So it should be good. What does that mean?
Yep. That means that the CDI is good. It means we don't have to replace the electronics on it.
Damn. So score on that one, right?
That's a little trick. You just stick it to any piece of metal and that's pretty much it.
Piston head, cylinder, and
And the
what?
hardware.
And the brake thing.
And the hardware and the brake pedal.
So that's like 100.
Yeah, probably. Just about. Get a running bike out of it. Can't beat that, dude. Well, eventually we'll have to flush this radiator, but the radiator's in
And
good
take
shape.
this off and clean it out. But I could probably
Yeah.
do that myself.
Yeah, it's easy. All you do is pull a couple bolts, pull this thing out, pull a couple bolts. You'll leak, get all the old gas out of it, stick your hose on the top, and just blast water
That's
through
it,
just
yeah.
to get all the old gas
That's what I
out.
figured.
But it's not nearly as bad because my gas was like 25 years old, so it was like goo.
This
So
is old though. This is an 84, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is
but-
that what he was claiming?
Yeah, but the gas isn't that old. My
Yeah.
gas sat in there for like 15, 20 years. This gas is still liquid. It's not gooey, but it's not good.
Wait, what happened to this? Are you going to Robert's place soon?
I might have to. I think I'm going to my mother.
Yeah, boy. Look how they come back. You can't go in the back entrance. Dad just acts like he owns the place, Mom.
Oh, really?
Mother's Day breakfast.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Woo! Woo! We got Sasquatch, the main guy here.
Main man.
Oh, it does matter. Okay.
There's not enough water.
I got
So
you.
that's the first thing. Make sure the water's on real good, right? The second thing is turn the on switch to on,
Okay.
all right? The next thing is the choke, which is this top one right here.
Yeah.
So just make sure that that's like in the proper position. And then this is the throttle, so that can make it go up and down. But then you
The
just,
power of it, right?
yeah, the power of it. Hold on. Choke off. Now it's running, and then this is the throttle. So this will like mess it up and turn it off. So like if you got to get this like in the right position,
area that you want
yeah,
it
to
in.
get it to start right too.
Okay.
And then you can turn it up from there once it's running. Put this back. That's turning down a little bit. So
some food from this place. It's a natural store, like a Whole Foods store they would call them nowadays. But we just picked up a power washer from the Mop God. That's what we were doing, and he was testing it out for me. But we got the smaller one. But we're supposed to be power washing Max's dad's house tomorrow in Margate. So yeah, that's all good to go, and that should be going down tomorrow morning at like 10, I think. So stay tuned for that if you like the work videos. But yeah, we got this dirt bike in the back. I still got to get this home and get the garage cleared out in the front. I really got to start liquidating stuff and just getting rid of stuff, because it's just overwhelming to the point where it's just not even productive. So I'm going to try and clear out as much as I can from there, and yeah, just start posting a few things even, and dropping prices, because a few things that I have posted, didn't get any response at all. Maybe they're too high on the chopping blocks. So it's just like, why not try and get rid of this stuff? Because most of it we got for free anyway. So let's see. I'm gonna lower some of these prices right now, actually, to be honest. But I've been using OfferUp a lot. Maybe it's time for me to go on like Facebook Marketplace and try and sell some stuff. OfferUp's working, but I think if I post on other forums, it could be good for business too. But yeah, the dream continues. So gonna head back to the house in a minute. Sammy just went back in to get some protein stuff for a smoothie that we forgot to get. So looking through these goodie boxes, I literally came across something that I think is really, really cool. Shoved down in the box in the side is the deed to a home. It's like so old. The house was sold for $3,200 to begin with. The houses in Avalon are worth like millions now. So this old deed, handwritten, says 1,865. 18. 62. $1862. So epic.